Supporters of former President Donald Trump are still attempting to find the voter fraud, unsuccessfully, of course, nearly 2 years later. And they're doing so, of course, by coming to your house. They're coming to your house. A resident of Bremerton, Washington, recently recounted his story of being accosted by a Trump supporter looking for voter fraud at his doorstep. It's according to the Seattle Times. An organization called the Washington Voter Research Project has been sending canvassers door to door to ask residents about their voter registration status in an effort to find the fraud. We got to find the fraud. Bremerton resident Michael Simons tells the newspaper that he came away disturbed after one canvasser came to his door and, quote, kind of went off the deep end when she started ranting about undocumented immigrants and forging ballot signatures. Quote, it seemed like a misinformation campaign. Well, yeah. The same people who believe that there's mass voter fraud in the 2020 election also believe insane things like that there is a conspiracy theory specifically designed to have immigrants replace white people. Let me show you the polling on that. Great replacement. And by the way, great replacement overlapping with a lot of racism. So a group of people in this country trying to replace native-born Americans with immigrants and people of color share their political views. Again, you can see the overall very small amount of Biden voters. That's still way too big of a number. Look at Trump voters. Damn, over half. And then, of course, you look at discrimination against white people becoming as big of a problem as discrimination against black people. Again, insane. Here's Trump voters. Almost 3/4. How concerned are you that native-born Americans are losing economic, political, and cultural influence to immigrants? Actually, Trump voters are less concerned than Republicans overall, which I think is kind of fascinating. So they think discrimination and the white replacement, but yet they're like, we're less concerned that we're actually going to lose real political power from this or economic power. Fascinating. That is very, very interesting. So now this is again, according to a recent Yahoo News YouGov poll. And so look, they believe that they're being replaced by immigrants, undocumented immigrants, of course, right? Specifically from the global south, because for some reason they think that people from the global south are inferior or something. But the reality is those people can't even vote. So, and look, they believe though that no, they came in, they were bussed in by George Soros through the southern border, which is completely open. There's nothing, no fence, nothing at all. It's completely open, and they were bussed in. Wait, I thought Trump bragged that he boosted border security. I thought he secured the border. If Trump had secured the border, like he was claiming to, then how'd the people get through the border? The undocumented immigrants flown in by George Soros. It doesn't make any sense. Or bust in by George Soros. It doesn't make any sense. But again, it's the right wing we're dealing with. They're not dealing with reality. But anyway, now these people are going around and they're trying to prove this insane conspiracy theory. Again, no evidence that has been prevented. Just a bunch of crappy movies, right? Documentaries that don't prove a damn thing, filled with spurious accusations and no real evidence. But look, they're doing this to try to prove that there was voter fraud. In reality, of course, they seem to be pretty afraid of the changing demographics. Again, more Republicans than Trump voters. And so you look at that, there's definitely a racial animus to this. They just don't like brown people. Racism, xenophobia, and of course, conspiracy theories. And that leads people to do insane things. Insane things like, I don't know, as serious as the Buffalo mass shooting, of which, the gunman had claimed, well, obviously a great replacement, right? They're coming in and replacing us. So that made me drive 200 miles to a store filled with black people. It can be as serious as that. or as ridiculous as impersonating, and by the way, illegal, as impersonating county officials. Because as regular citizens, remember, they don't actually have any right to question you about your voter registration. I mean, yes, a random person can ask, hey, did you register as a Democrat? And you can just be like, fuck off. I'm not going to answer that. I don't understand why, you would tell them or not tell them. I don't know, right? But these people know that, if you come to their door as a rando Trump voter and are like, who'd you vote for? What was your registration? We think you might have been doing voter fraud. Well, they're going to be pretty turned off. So that's why some of these people actually impersonated county officials. Simmons said that the woman had falsely implied that she was there on behalf of the county auditor's office, which is something that Spokane County Auditor Vicki Dalton told the Seattle Times is simply not true. Quote, we don't do this kind of doorbelling or canvassing door to door. We don't sponsor it. We don't endorse it. Nobody is doing this under our authority. Thurston County Auditor Mary Hall also said she received complaints about canvassers misrepresenting themselves. Quote, people called very concerned because they were portraying themselves as county employees. They had like the Thurston County logo on their clipboard. So look, this is a real problem, okay? People just pretending to be officials, showing up your door, and then interrogating you about who you voted for. I mean, that's scary, right? What if there's somebody who's even more mentally unbalanced, but had a gun? I mean, in this country, that's not unheard of. You have more guns than people here at this point. It's not like this isn't a possibility, right? Now, thankfully, that hasn't happened yet, as far as I'm aware of. But look, I mean, at the end of the day, isn't there something better you could do? Like as a MAGA guy? Or gal? Than going around and just basically yelling at people who voted differently than you? Or, going to their house and demanding to see their registration. Give me your documents! I need your documents! No, how about you fuck off? And just go home. Do something better with your life. Do something productive. Look, y'all lost the election legitimately. Just, move on. Instead of wasting time, money, and effort and acting like a crazy person, why not actually read some first factual information? Get actually educated about what's really going on and not filled with nonsense conspiracy theories. And then if you still, at the end of the day, prefer Trump Republicans, and I'm sure a lot of people do, right? Okay, why don't you take that energy that you were wasting going door to door harassing people, and maybe, I don't know, if you're going to go door to door, be like, hey, I think this is why my candidate is great. Okay, well, that's what canvassing is. Or you can do other things to try to get him elected next time. I hope you're unsuccessful in getting him elected, but hey, I'll at least, think that that's a lot better than just going to people's door and badgering them over nonsense conspiracy theories.